Hi everyone, this is Mike Celestino from Inside the Magic, and I wanted to tell you about a short play that I saw over the weekend called Fallen Saints Dia de los Muertos. This was in a small black box theater in Burbank, California, and I thought it was interesting because so many of the events happening around LA at this time of year are Halloween related, and this is unique obviously because it's about Dia de los Muertos instead of Halloween, and it's kind of billed as an immersive experience, but it's not super interactive. There are some interactive elements where the audience does participate here and there in the play, but it is mostly a kind of a straightforward play, but in a unique environment because, like immersive theater, there is no stage. The audience is kind of seated in the round, and the action happens in the center of this. It's almost kind of like a rehearsal space, and the set design is very minimal, but it's very effective. There's just 4 boxes at each corner of the performance space, and there are 4 characters standing on each box, well, 1 character on each box, and then there's 1 character in the center of the space, kind of laid out on a like a tomb, like a slab in a tomb, and there's in the back of the space there's a door that looks like the entrance to a tomb. And when the audience comes in through the lobby, it looks like a cemetery in the lobby, and then as you pass through into the performance space, you're kind of guided across into this what I can only interpret as the land of the dead based on the very little I know about Dia de los Muertos. But you know, that's I'm learning more and more about Dia de los Muertos through obviously the Disney Pixar movie Coco, which is coming out next month. So this is all very interesting and enlightening for me, and I found this play to be very compelling. It's a drama about 5 people who all died around the same time in a Mexican village, and it's about how they all knew each other and the circumstances surrounding their deaths. It's very dramatic. It almost kind of reminded me of that play Our Town. It's a classic play from the 30s where a bunch of people are like sitting in chairs on the stage and they all kind of tell their story of their lives because they're all dead now. But this is kind of the Mexican Day of the Dead version of Our Town. And like I said, there are moments where the audience gets to kind of interact with these characters. You're given the role of family members of the departed before you enter. The audience is divided into 4 families, and when they're seated in the space, they're kind of assigned to one of the characters standing on these 4 boxes surrounding the space. So you're the family members of that particular character, and your placement in the families doesn't really affect the amount that you get to do too much in the actual play. There are certain people get picked to do different things, so in that respect it is interactive, but for the most part everyone's just kind of sitting around in a circle around the space and watching the events unfold. Now, the story is about a girl who kind of wakes up in this afterlife and realizes that she's passed away, and then we see flashbacks to what happened before she died, and we learn how she is related to these other 4 characters that are surrounding her, who kind of have to explain to her what happened because she doesn't remember exactly what led up to her death. And it's all very tragic. There's music. There's some very lively music, and there's certain points where the audience can clap along and sing along even. But the story itself is almost kind of dark. It's kind of a morality play, and by the end of the story, you leave kind of feeling bad for everyone involved. But the performances are all really good. I want to point out the lighting effects in this play, which were really, really effective and very minimalist, but the lighting is used to great effect in the play, and I was really impressed by that. But this is a very small scale Dia de los Muertos event that I would recommend if you're looking for something off the beaten path that isn't the kind of, isn't a Halloween event, first of all. It's something different entirely, and it's way, way scaled down from the kind of bigger events that are happening around LA at this time of year. The play was co-directed by one of the guys who directed a segment in this year's Wicked Lit, which I really liked, and that's how I got introduced to Fallen Saints, Dia de los Muertos. And it runs on Friday and Saturday nights from now until the end of the month, so you've got 2 more weekends if you want to get out to this very small theater in Burbank to check it out. And I'll put a link to where you can buy tickets in the description below. This is Mike Celestino for Inside the Magic. Thanks so much for watching.